We in.
Yeah.
Chris and Kyle show. He's Chris, I'm Kyle.
I'm
What's
Chris.
going on?
He's Kyle.
This is our spoiler episode for American Vandal Season 2. And obviously that encompasses Season 1 as well. There may be spoilers for that one too. So if you haven't seen either, go watch it right now and then come back and check this out.
Or if you just don't care about spoilers at all, which I find admirable, to be honest.
That sounds crazy to me.
I mean, I don't know. I kind of want to be the type of person who doesn't care about spoilers. That way I could
But spoilers starting now. If you knew that Grayson was the turd burglar, how could you consume American Vandal the same way?
Okay, so I heard I'm not sure, I might be bullshitting here, but I heard about a study of spoilers, and that if you are actually spoiled, that it doesn't ruin your experience. You still enjoy.
You can still have a good experience.
But I have no idea where I heard that from.
I love using heard about studies. That's fun. Anyway, so we're gonna hop in and we're gonna do a rundown here of the people responsible for the creation of American Vandal. So the two dudes who are the creators of the show, their names are Dan Perrault or Perrault. I don't really know how to say it.
I think it's Perrault.
Perrault.
It's like Peralta without the
like Jake Peralta, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Go watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine too. That show's dope. Nine-Nine. And the other guy's name is Tony Yacenda. And it's pretty crazy because neither of them are really known for much of anything outside of working together on some shorts they did and then doing some internet stuff. Dan Perrault did some Screen Junkies work for Honest Trailers, and Tony Yacenda did work for College Humor. But outside of that, there's not really anything in their past.
Yeah, it's really only American Vandal.
Yeah. Everyone
impressive.
it's crazy for how good it is.
Yeah.
To have come from, seemingly nothing. I mean, obviously they probably worked super hard for a long time, but to get where they are. And then they have a showrunner, which is also interesting. Usually it seems like the person who creates a show runs, but they actually got a separate showrunner who also doesn't have a lot of history with big work at all. His name's Dan Lagana, and he wrote a couple episodes, but the only thing I could find of any note that he's known for is he worked with Bo Burnham on a show called Zack Stone is Gonna Be Famous.
What is that? What is that?
I don't know. I've never seen it. I've never heard of it, but we both love Bo Burnham, and I
feel like I like Bo Burnham.
Look,
just a
maybe,
bit.
but
I'm a recent. I don't want to one up you, but I like him a little.
I'm a more recent discovery of Bo Burnham, but
I watched him since high school.
Yeah, see, not me. I literally this year started.
When
watched
he
all
was
his
also in high school.
Yeah, which is insane, and just being on YouTube and stuff. Bo Burnham's dope, but those dudes are they're kind of the people responsible, and Tony Yacenda directed every episode.
He directed every single episode?
Every single episode.
They also write for the show, too.
Yes.
It's not just created.
Yeah, they're credited every episode as creators, obviously. But Dan Perrault wrote both premieres, episode 1 of both seasons. And then the showrunner's credited with writing a couple episodes. And I don't think Tony Yacenda has writing credits on them outside of creator, but he's directing them.
Right.
So he obviously has a lot of creative input. The other thing I've got is just actors of note for the show. So we have the returning characters that we know from season 1, Peter Maldonado and Sam Eklund, are played by Tyler Alvarez and Griffin Guck, which now that I'm saying it, I think it said Gluck online and I typed Guck on my notes.
It absolutely is Gluck.
Yeah, it's Gluck. So
not Guck.
Don't read my notes. Listen to my words. Griffin Gluck as Sam Eklund. And I don't know if you remember this, but do you remember him from Silicon Valley?
Yeah, he's the kid that Thomas Middleditch gets bullied by.
Yeah, and then he goes and gets.
He is much younger in Silicon Valley.
Yeah, he's probably 12.
Oh, that's season 1, I think.
Yeah,
but he punks Thomas Middleditch's character. Thomas Middleditch is trying to get drugs off of him, and he ends up ripping off Thomas Middleditch, taking his money.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, what are you going to do about it, bitch? You're trying to buy drugs from a kid.
Runs away.
And Thomas Middleditch is all right, well, that kid just stole my money.
Yeah.
He ends up going to tell Erlich Bachman. And then Erlich Bachman comes out.
He goes nuts on them.
And then, fucking throws their bike into the bushes or whatever. freaks out on him, takes his money back.
Much love, Erlich Bachman. Oh my gosh. And then we've got the two like leads of the season of the mystery. Are Travis Tope plays Kevin McClane, the Fruit Ninja, and like the weirdest dude. Like from the bat, they like hit you on the head with how weird he is. And then Melvin Gregg plays DeMarcus Tillman, who's like the star basketball.
They both are freaking amazing.
Yeah, I was super impressed with the lead performances, not only of this season, but season 1 as well had an amazing lead performance. And then I have a final cast member that I threw in here because American Vandal's kind of an ensemble thing below the leads, but
so we both have the like 3 cast members within season 2. Right, and we both have.
Oh, that you wrote down in your notes.
So we both have.
So you obviously have
Kevin
Travis
McClane, We have Kevin, DeMarcus, and then someone else.
Yeah.
Who is your third person?
I'm gonna hit you with a bomb on this because the reason I put her in here isn't really for her performance.
So
or
it's a she.
Yes, but it's because of
a
fact about her as a person. Oh, great, cool. We can tell you about 2 people then. So her name is Taylor Dearden, and she plays Chloe Lineman in the show. And her significance is that she's like the one who brings the crime
they already know
to their
this,
attention.
Kyle,
That's right. This is a spoiler episode. All right. Anyway, do you want to know the fun fact about her?
What is that?
She's Bryan Cranston's daughter.
She's Bryan Cranston's daughter?
Yeah, dude. Bryan Cranston's daughter. How cool is that?
That's a good thing she doesn't look like Bryan Cranston.
She doesn't look anything like Bryan Cranston. If you're a female, you don't want to look like. I mean, like Bryan Cranston's a handsome man.
How
but
old
if
is
you're
Bryan Cranston?
I don't know. 60s probably, I would guess. Like early 60s, late 50s.
So is she in her 20s?
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like they do a pretty good job in this show of casting, like, at least
pretty close
for the ensemble. They cast kids that seem like they could be high schoolers. Maybe the leads are a little like the guy that plays DeMarcus is probably older. He's got facial hair. He's got like that goatee thing going on.
Yeah, he might be a little bit older. He might be old. I feel like what's his name?
I'm pretty sure Peter and Sam are young. I think.
I feel like what's his name? Gluck.
I think he's my brother's age. I think I saw he was born in 2000 when I was looking earlier.
2000?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I feel like he's like somebody that could be like fucking 25.
Yeah, he could for sure. But that dude's
he's got
like,
that Dave Franco quality to him.
Oh yeah, but he's like he's been funny since he was young though, like since he was a baby.
I liked him in Silicon Valley.
I wasn't there, but I assume.
I like him in Silicon Valley.
Yeah. So who was your cast member?
Okay,
not Bryan Cranston's daughter.
The guy that plays the turd burglar. The guy that plays Grayson Watts. His name's Jeremy Culhane. Jeremy Culhane. Which I wrote him down because like not him himself, but like the character was kind of like one of the cons for me. Like one of the things I didn't like.
Well, did you not like
in
his
season 2?
Did you not like his like weird Heath Ledger Joker impression he was doing in the courtroom?
That was a little bit much. I didn't. Okay, so like when they reveal his motives, it seems like these motives are supposed to be like really like I wouldn't say earth shattering, but like they're supposed to be like kind of new. And like, he's just saying like, oh, everybody that's on Instagram is, is plastic and fake. And
he's making, like, come on. And he's making like these, like, they're like, did you notice the tags on them? They're like 22-minute videos that he's recording of himself like laying in a bed, just ranting about
talking
kids
about
in high school. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. I didn't. I just didn't find him really compelling, and like I felt like it was something. It wasn't something that they were trying to play for laughs. Like they were like, "Oh, look at how sort of like interesting this kid is."
Yeah, he's definitely not.
But like everything that he was saying was like kind of trite. It's like shit that like
makes sense.
Like you hear anybody say in high school.
I want to jump to the beginning though and talk about something that I really liked, which is like the first way they drew me in, which is the way that they took the season 1 of American Vandal and they
brought it in
to the real world. They made it seem real.
Yeah, they were really.
They were like, we found this raw documentary made by a high school kid, and we loved it. And Netflix put up the money to make it look nice. We like gave them these great graphics and intro sequence and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and I loved that.
It's really self-referential and like in not in an annoying way.
Yeah,
it's like it's really clever and like in sort of fun. You know, the fact that like you have DeMarcus. like
he calls them the Vandal Boys.
Yeah, he calls them the Vandal
And
Boys,
he's like looking at the camera.
He's like, "What's up, Netflix?
Yeah, it's awesome.
What's up, Netflix?"
Yeah, like the people know them. They're like
Yeah.
mini celebrities because of their discovery. I mean, they never actually really discover it. Like hard, they do, but like it's not proven. You know what I mean?
Who?
Season 1. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like who actually drew the dicks?
We know who drew the dicks, but
Yeah.
we don't know.
What's her name? Something Carlisle? Carla
Kayla
Carlisle?
or
Kayla Carlisle?
Krista Carlisle.
Krista Carlisle.
And her boyfriend at the same time.
Oh yeah, that's right. Like that's something watching it the second time that like I didn't realize through the first watch. It was like, oh, so that's right. It was like an accomplice.
Yeah. You know what I thought was kind of interesting parallel to the 2 seasons is because we rewatched season 1 before we watched season 2, and Krista's not introduced until like episode 3 or 4, and they do the same thing with Grayson. We don't see Grayson for the first time until a few episodes in.
Yeah, until they go to the "I broke you" fix or whatever.
Yeah,
store
and
that
like,
he works at.
But in a different, it breaks differently because Grayson then isn't really in the show again until we find out that he's the turd burglar, which is kind of weird. Which I think might be one reason it kind of falls flat with him is because he's not characterized enough for you to really care about why he's doing what he's doing. You know what I mean? He doesn't have
I don't know. I feel like with the time that they gave his character, I felt like you could have had something just as like just more compelling.
Yeah, you definitely could,
and
for
something
sure.
Not as, but he's. I mean, it's weird because it's like, are you going for something realistic, or are you trying to achieve something that's good? Because like
we're also nitpicking.
How many fucking exactly?
Because we love
I do
the show.
really like it. I do really like
so
it.
So like you just have to pick something that's like what's a little weaker than everything else.
No, yeah, absolutely. We are nitpick.
Like
we're splitting hairs here.
I do really like my nitpick is, I feel like we don't get to the American Vandal until like halfway through episode 2.
You don't get to Sam and
Peter don't start working the case. We don't get their perspective of working the case until like almost the end of episode 2, I think. Yeah. Because we spend so much time watching those cop reports.
Yeah.
Those interviews they do, and they spend like a whole episode on them interviewing Kevin, and it's interesting because it's like super corrupt with the way they're doing it, and it's like this is gross. But at the same time, they spend a long time on it.
That was one of the cool like social commentary things that I liked about season 2. Like they addressed interrogation scenes as well as like forced confessions.
Yeah, that's something that like I don't know if I've ever seen that done in a TV show. I mean, I'm sure it has, but I can't recall anything about it.
I've seen it more in documentaries. Like
and that's obviously what they're spoofing. They're not really spoofing. It is a crime documentary. It's just about a goofy crime.
Yeah.
Like it's like categorized as a mockumentary, but it's like way more real than your average mockumentary, you know?
There are like more like serious issues that it deals with than
the actual crime that's happening.
Well, I was gonna say like then like The Office, you know, like
or like Parks and Rec or something.
Yeah. Like it has actual social commentary where like the Office is amazing. Obviously, it doesn't need to have.
It's my favorite show of all time. Don't let him think that The Office is anything less.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. You don't need social commentary. But like I also do you feel like season 2's social commentary was like more like sort of like ham-handed than season 1?
More so? I don't think it's like...
I don't think it was as subtle.
So it's like, did I put too much peanut butter on my sandwich? I think season 1 put the exact right amount of peanut butter on their sandwich.
But if you accidentally put too much peanut butter on your sandwich, it's still okay.
It's still delicious.
So you're like,
there's a little bit too much peanut butter. You know what I'm saying?
Use a little less.
Yeah, exactly.
Peanut butter in the sandwich.
So maybe they put a little bit too much peanut butter on the sandwich.
I enjoy that metaphor.
Okay, cool. Okay. All right, good. I just came up with it.
Yeah, I also don't eat peanut butter sandwiches.
Oh, I eat straight up a piece of bread
with peanut butter
on it. Yeah, fold the piece of bread in half.
I'll eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Dude, I hate jelly.
But that is not a peanut butter sandwich.
I hate jelly.
You eat peanut butter sandwiches.
They're not even sandwiches. It's one slice of bread folded in half. It's less than a sandwich.
But, okay. Anything that's like bread, it's like whatever, and then bread again.
You're gonna get into like the hot dog argument. That is a fucking sandwich, huh? You're gonna get into the hot dog argument with that, and we don't need to do that. We don't.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No. But we don't need to do it. We don't need to do it.
God, that's such a weird semantic. We're digressing.
We are certainly.
Okay.
Get back to the point. It's about peanut butter.
Okay. So the things that I liked how meta it was. And the thing that I like about American Vandal, and if you actually haven't seen American Vandal yet, why I would recommend it to anyone.
Why are you here?
Why are you here? But it's so easy to consume.
It's crazy.
Like, you can sit down and watch both seasons, and it's gone.
We literally did it yesterday.
That.
We watched both seasons yesterday, and it didn't feel like it took. It felt like watching a movie.
Yeah, it was
maybe 2 movies.
Easy.
Like, it's so easy, so consumable. It's crazy.
Yeah, the performances, I felt like Kevin and DeMarcus were really good, but also like the writing with their characters. Like, tell me what you think about this. Like, I feel like Kevin and DeMarcus are sort of like opposite sides of the same coin.
Yeah, like specifically like that high school popularity thing. How they're both like they're complete opposite ends of that spectrum, but they're both like.
As far as like one is very weird.
It's not in the stereotypical sense. Like Kevin isn't like the nerd who hates himself. You know what I mean? And DeMarcus isn't the jock who is full of himself.
Like,
he is a little bit.
Kevin is a person that would be bullied, but he doesn't believe that he's being
bullied. Yeah. He's like he goes out of his way to be as weird as possible, as like alienating as he can be.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that digs into like one of the social commentaries of the show about loneliness and about how in the modern age of like uber connectivity, everyone is more lonely because of it. And it's this weird
there's certain aspects where they're incredibly different and they're incredibly the same. Like, so they were both like very notorious for very different reasons. Like, one was like a very negative notoriety, right? You have Shit Stain McClane, and then you have
the Fruit Ninja, Shit Stain McClane.
You have Shit Stain McClane, and you have Basketball Star.
Yeah, right? Like not like your average high school movie. It's like he's the football star, he's the captain. He's a legitimate like the number one prospect in the country. Like this dude's gonna be in the NBA in like 2 years.
Yeah, like hero
level
of the high
athlete.
school.
It's crazy. And just speaking quickly of the athlete stuff, I just want to do a quick shout out for their stunt team or whatever they did for shooting basketball stuff, because that's a huge pet peeve for me, is badly done sports stunt sequences. Specifically, football drives me nuts. But they did a really great job with the basketball stuff.
Yeah, it seemed like really natural, like
Very
actual,
natural.
like there was like one clip while I was watching it. It was almost like a candid clip of them running through layup drills.
Yeah.
And it showed DeMarcus. And I was like, that literally looks like they just fucking took that from like an NBA warm-up.
Yeah. It's
like,
awesome.
It was like very legit.
And I think Melvin
just, like,
Gregg
rang, like, very
Melvin
often.
Gregg can probably actually dunk, and
he's like super athletic.
Athletic,
I really don't think that they used a stuntman.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it.
No.
Which is super cool, but that's my aside. I wanted to plug that.
No, I definitely like that. What was I saying something before?
You were, but it wasn't as important as what I was saying, so I interrupted you.
No idea what I was saying.
You were talking about notoriousness.
Okay, so their notoriety was like the source of their loneliness too, because DeMarcus was surrounded by all of these people, but he didn't know if he could trust them or
any
not.
of them. Like, he didn't know if he could trust the dude who's supposed to be his best friend more than anyone.
Okay, so there's this quote from Citizen Kane that I used to talk to our old boss about it at the pizza place. Yeah, Jack.
Shout out Jack.
Yeah,
rest in peace.
Yeah,
dog.
And I was like, because I was like, Jack would really like this quote. But there's a part where Charles Foster Kane, who's supposed to be like, he's supposed to represent like William Randolph Hearst. Who's like this fucking billionaire mogul, runs like a newspaper and shit. But so Charles Foster Kane runs into this woman who's like new in town, and she's like, I'm new in town. I don't have any friends. And so like, I'm really lonely. And he's like, well, I have too many friends. So I guess we're both lonely.
Yeah.
And I've like always really liked that quote. But that's who DeMarcus is too. Like, he has too many friends, therefore he's still lonely.
Yeah.
You know, like, because he can't trust even his side dude, like his fucking side
Lou.
chick.
His name's Lou.
Yeah, Lou Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah. That like he can't trust him because he's like
manipulative. Low key, Lou Carter's a snake.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, do you feel like he has any sort of like positive,
any redeeming qualities?
He obviously has redeeming qualities, but I mean, like, do you think that he actually cares about DeMarcus as a friend?
I think he did. I don't know if he still does. I think he cares more about what DeMarcus can do for him than about DeMarcus. Because I think the thing that kind of really seals that is when they show what happened to these people, and they show that DeMarcus commits to Villanova, and then they zoom in on Lou.
Yeah, and he was like broken up.
He's like mad about it.
Yeah, he's like mad, like he wanted to go to fucking Washington or something, whatever, right? Yeah, I thought that was really good. That was like one of the pros for me. Yeah, as far as like social commentary, like I just felt like it was more.
I feel like
heavy-handed.
I feel like there's multiple social commentaries though.
I agree. Like it's not only like
I mean, like they went into so many different
social
things.
media.
I wasn't expecting the catfish thing at all that they went into. That came out of nowhere for me.
What do you felt like was the social commentary coming from the catfish thing?
It was just it was more cultural reference than anything.
It was a cultural reference, and like, and it sort of bred the whole like loneliness thing because like you have a dude who's just pretending to be a hot woman and like is able to hook all of these people, both male and female, into relationships by just giving them attention
and then getting them to do what he wants, and then immediately breaking off. And hurting these people so bad.
Okay, I'll ask you this. What do you think about the violin thing that DeMarcus does on
his celebration? Yeah, his celebration. It's nowhere near as cool as he thinks it is.
No, it's fucking lame.
It's not cool.
It's fucking lame.
And he's such a cool dude. He should have a cooler celebration.
That is probably the worst part about Lou is the fact that he's the one.
Lou's the one who came up with it. That's his greatest sin. Not that he punched a dude. Not that he's snaking out.
Violent and manipulative. The fact that he fucking thinks playing a violin on the court is super
because
cool.
His opponents are sad, so he's playing them.
So you gotta play him a song, dog. You gotta play him a.
That's like the tiny violin bit.
And like seeing the like everybody in the crowd do the violin thing. Yeah.
It's like, all right, guys, calm down with your violin.
I was like, miss me with that bullshit.
Miss me with that.
I thought that God. Yeah, I felt like they addressed forced confessions, social media stuff, cyberbullying, fame versus loneliness. Like I thought that was like cool social commentary.
Which did season 1 address as many different things? Did they shoot to?
I felt like it was more.
Did they try to cover more things this season or no?
I thought the social commentary was more specialized in season 1 because like it wasn't. I feel like they didn't address it throughout the show. It was kind of left. I mean, it was
left
hinted,
to the end. It
was hinted at throughout the show. You know, like how everybody responds to Dylan.
It was certainly layered into everything. Can we do a quick aside for Dylan? What's that actor's name?
Jimmy Tatro.
He's fucking amazing, dude. He's so good in season 1.
Really good.
Like they've done such a. And I should have looked up the casting director because whoever it is does such a good job with finding their leads. It's crazy.
Yeah, Jimmy Tatro is really good. That was the first time that you had seen him.
Yeah, he's from like YouTube, right?
Yeah. That's
nuts.
Yeah, he did this YouTube channel where he would act like a frat dude, and it was kind of very much like Dylan. He was just a very stupid dumb character. Yeah, and it was like if Dylan like grew up, went to college,
did he ever do a perfect Kiefer Sutherland impression?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I watched. That's one of the funniest. Also,
the funniest bit of all time.
The funniest bit. In season 2 and probably out of season 1 or season 2 is Sir Dix-a-Lot
for sure. That's so
I want
funny.
to hang out with that person.
Perry.
Perry,
the guy who did
oh
Sir
my
Dix-a-Lot.
God,
it's so good, dude. The level prank that is. First of all, you're stealing a mascot. That's a funny prank. Like that's a classic prank.
Yeah, it's good.
Then you're doing this like long running bit about how this mascot's in love with this girl, and like they were like saying
all
it was
of
like,
the thought bubbles.
They were like
that showed her,
and like the way he was talking in like old English, and they were like saying it was mean, and the girl was like really poorly affected by it, and I was like, yeah, but it's so funny that I don't care, which was like mean on my part, but like, it's so funny.
What else do you got, dude? I don't really have much else to say about season 2.
Other than that, it's great. Maybe not. What did we talk about if we like season 1 or 2 more? I don't think we did.
I did. I mean, I like season 1 more than I like season 2.
I think we both do, but I think it's close. I
Another
think they're
thing-
very close.
Another thing I liked over season 1 is like that differentiates it from season 2, which like you can't recapture this in season 2, but like the fact that in season 1 they're in their own high school making this.
Yeah, they know everyone they're talking to.
They know everyone
and
that they're talking about.
They're really negatively affecting people's lives at certain points.
Yeah, I fucking really enjoyed that.
Which was a huge thing, especially in the last episode.
Like it's good for humor, you know, the
Yeah.
fact that like they can reference this.
Well,
one
they talk
nerdy
about like
dude that's-
that dude who's getting with all the hot chicks and stuff. Yeah, that's really funny.
Yeah, like they use it for humor as well as for, like for the serious tones too, because like of like how it's fucking up everybody's lives. Yeah, it's really interesting, and it's something that you can't redo that in the same school. It's just like because of the
You don't know everyone. Not
well,
us.
you
They
obviously
Peter and Sam don't know everyone.
Peter and Sam don't know everyone, but you also can't like do another mockumentary in the same school.
Yeah,
like about a
no,
crime
that
drama.
wouldn't.
It's
I don't
like-
think it would work.
it
wouldn't work.
That would have been really.
That's
hacky,
one of the
you know?
reasons that the whole making the Netflix thing seem real works so well for the
Mm-hmm.
show, because now their possibilities are endless for where they can go and what they can
And
do.
I remember you saying during season 1, like you were like, yeah, you were like, I don't believe that high schoolers made this. Do you remember saying that?
Yeah.
You were like, I don't buy that.
And then
in
they
season
immediately
2
explain it in
season
season
2.
two,
They were
yeah.
like, oh, we got this Netflix money, and then
Yeah.
the production value.
production's
went up.
so
I was
good.
like, yeah, it's fucking really smart.
yeah,
Yeah, it's really smart. Dude, I don't really.
I
have
think we've
anything else.
exhausted ourselves of opinions.
I don't really have anything else, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
I
good.
think
You good?
I'm
Let's get out of
good.
here, Doug.
We out.
We out.
Bye. We out.